Hi guys, welcome to the Citizen channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. Please, if you are new to this channel, please push that subscribe button. We do everything City, past and present here on these little vlogs, so I do try and inform and entertain, and there's some links on screen as well for Facebook and Twitter where I do post loads of City stuff. So if you follow and friend me on there, I do check every few days and follow and friend everyone back. And if you do get a chance, please have a check out my film and TV channel as well, which I try and inform and entertain on there, and all the latest films and TV drama here in the UK and from around the world. So if you can check that out, that will be fantastic. Anyway, hope you enjoy today's feature. Right, welcome to Match Report as we look back at a 0-0 thriller, not quite, at the ETIHAD on Saturday the 18th of September. City 0, Southampton 0. Yes, there you go. Well, what about the lineup? Interesting lineup. I did think Sterling would play, to be honest with you, but I didn't think he'd perhaps play as badly as he did. But yeah, I got 9 right on that starting 11. Yeah, I'm looking at this now. I don't understand why, but I knew Sterling would play against WYCOMBE. I just wondered, I can't think why I put him in this one. I should have probably put Torres in, but never mind. It's a bit strange, isn't it, when you look back at these things? But the team, anyway: Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Aki, Cancelo, Fernandinho, Gundogan, Bernardo, Sterling, Jesus and Grealish. So not too bad on the face of it. No KDB, no Foden. Yeah, so why did they play it? Get minutes the other night. Is Pep saving them for WYCOMBE? Is he or something? I'm not too sure, but I would honestly say, on the face of it, that's not our best 11, was it? Who started that game of the 11 we got available anyway, on the basis that KDB must be, he's not going to be on the bench unless he's fit, and same with Phil Foden. So, bit disappointing, really, and that's not hindsight. That was what I thought before the game. Southampton, yeah, only got 7 of Southampton. I was a bit rubbish with that. He did mix it up a little bit, Ralph, with his team. McCarthy, Livramento, Stevens, Bednarak, Walker-Peters, Romu, Ward, Prowse, Elite, Nusi, Redmond, Armstrong, and Adams. Yeah, quite on the face of it, quite a sort of attacking-ish sort of team. Although they, midfield attacking, and yeah, I suppose it did okay overall, I suppose. But we'll have more of that in a moment. Of course, we had old Chunky Chops himself in charge, didn't we? We had referee Jonathan Moss with his line holes, Mark Perry, and Timothy Wood. Fourth official, one of my favourites, of course, if you watch my vlogs, Peter Bonks, of course, VAR, Martin Atkinson, and his assistant was Richard West. So he was kept busy today, wasn't he? But more on that in a moment. Right, the match report. Yeah, there's no great descriptions of goals today, so I'll just sort of summarise on what I've seen. I've not had a chance to obviously watch the full match back after watching it at the ground, but I watched a look at brief highlights, and they were brief highlights, weren't they? Let's be honest about it. As I say, I'm not too sure why we didn't start with our best 11. That was the idea against a team like Southampton. Southampton are a very good team. As I said, I think we're saving KDB and Foden for WYCOMBE, but there you go. Yes, Sterling, yeah, I did put him in my team. As I said, on reflection, I don't know why I did, to be honest with you. I thought he'd be saved. He would be saved for WYCOMBE, but I did hear Pep defending him and saying, obviously, he was sort of when we won the league 3 years ago, it was mainly thanks to Sterling. I can't disagree, but we're talking here and now, aren't we? We're not talking 3 years ago. We're talking about the Raheem Sterling we've seen for the last few months in a City shirt. So I was, I don't know. I could have lived with it if he'd had a bit more creativity with a KDB or Foden playing as well. But without those two and starting Sterling, it just seemed a very odd decision to make. I mean, the midfield generally was pretty woeful. I thought Bernardo did okay. He tried his best, but okay. It wasn't anything special. But there was too many around him, not really even up to that okay level today. There's a lot of guys making one okay pass, one bad pass, and, one okay pass and one bad pass. I mean, there's just no consistency at all. There's nobody inspired in and around the players that did play well, and there weren't many. Probably there's a couple in defence, or three in defence at least, who played okay. But say Bernardo and Grealish, I think all the others were a bit lax today, to be honest with you. Grealish must be a bit miffed as the fans, really, about what went on around him today. I think summing the game up, it was 16 shots and 1 on target. So that just about, all right, there may have been some blocks in there, but it was. I'm surprised it was 16 shots, to be honest with you, because it was a dire first half. I think I can only remember that one where Bernardo tried to stretch for it, couldn't get to that superb. I think it was Jesus cross, was it? And then I can think of a Jesus header that was never going in. He looked as though he was always leaning back on it, but apart from that, I don't remember too much in that first half. I don't think McCarthy, he had plenty of goal kicks because he wasted time from goal kicks. Every goal kick took about a minute to take, but it didn't have much to save. But the two main talking points, of course, were the penalty. I think we got away with it. I think Walker was absolutely useless on that. I thought he made the error in the first place. And then, to be honest with you, I thought he could have got back and slid it out for a corner, but he tried to be clever and hook his leg over. So to me, it probably was a penalty. I was very surprised when Moss went to the old monitor and turned it over. I was very surprised because I was really annoyed at Walker because I thought he could have just slid and put it out for a corner rather than trying to get his leg around to try and get the ball and run away with it. Just put it out for a corner. What you're trying to do. So we sort of got away with that one, and I think most people think it was a penalty. And I, looking on reflection, I still think it was to me, it was one of those things that once you looked at it, he was going to still leave it, but he didn't. He sort of said it wasn't a penalty, but a very odd decision from Mr. Moss. It's not the usual incompetence I expect from him, or competence, whichever way you look at it. So there you go. But we were lucky to get away with that one, I think. Although, obviously, the ref said it's no penalty, it's no penalty. And the offside goal, I say, I've had a quick look on some highlights. It looks sort of offside. I don't know where. We don't have lines anymore, do we? But did we deserve that? Probably not, but it would have been nice, wouldn't it? I mean, how many times, as a team or any other team, I'm sure, Liverpool, Chelsea, United are going to have games they don't deserve to win them, but they will do. But we didn't seem to just have that little bit of luck in the last few minutes, did we? But there you go. So they were the two main talking points. I've seen tweets blaming. Obviously, coming back on the channel, I was looking at some tweets and people blaming the fans. The lethargy was the fans' fault. Blaming Kevin Parker and the fans. I mean, well, to be honest with you, I thought atmosphere was tremendous. Certainly the first half was excellent. I mean, obviously, you do need a little bit of something on the pitch as well to sort of re-fire you up. It wasn't obviously as loud the second half, but then again, it was like watching paint dry for most of it. But I don't think it's a little bit unfair to blame the fans. Certainly not the fans that were there today. I think they thoroughly got behind the boys, and they would have felt that from being on the pitch. They would have felt it, the atmosphere in the stands. So I'm not using that as an excuse for the lethargy and the players, or Pep, if you like. Someone's saying it, Pep and the players did that because of what the fans did. It's just pathetic, really. But there you go. But not great. It was, I would say lethargic, but I certainly wouldn't blame the fans for it being lethargic. I don't know what your thoughts on it are watching this. Let me know what you think anyway about that. On to the player ratings. Let's get them out of the way. Stuart Brennan's doing the evening news. I've got some low ones today myself. I've done this quite quickly after the game. Sometimes I'll leave it a little while, but I think I've been fair. I don't think I've been overly cruel. My starting score is going to be 6, which is just a bog standard 6 for the game. Right, we'll go through the players and then I'll just give my little comments afterwards. Edison, Stuart Brennan says, no real saves to make. Nope. Despite Saints' bright opening to both halves, just had to say secure. Yeah, so Stuart's given 6. I can't argue with that. I think they had 10 shots to the Southampton. Said they huffed and puffed a lot, but they didn't look that dangerous. I don't think Edison was asked to make a save in the same way McCarthy had to make very few saves, if any saves. Kyle Walker, Stuart says, survived the red card and penalty scare, but the whole thing was down to his error. It certainly was, so I'm going to knock him a point off for that. Stuart's only given me a 5. I nearly went to 4.5, but I'll give him a 5 because he did some okay stuff. But he got away with that, and it's just that he does that walk. He only just does stupid things sometimes that you think, "Oh, what are you doing, Kyle?" You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. So, Stuart's give him a 5. I'll give him a 5. Ruben Diaz, some solid defending. The Saints presented plenty of testing challenges. They did aerially dominant, strong in the tackle. He's given him a 7. I can't argue with that. I thought Diaz was one of our better players on the pitch today, so I'll give him a 7. And we go on to his centre half partner, don't we? Nathan Aki, playing under extreme circumstances as he did the other evening. Deserves great credit to play after his sad bereavement and produced 2 vital tackles. He's given him a 7. I'm not going to argue with that. I'll give him a 7 as well. He's just as good as Ruben Diaz in that back too. And I think they sort of thought not many players escaped criticism today, but certainly Nathan Aki was one. João Cancelo dashing sight as he sprinted forward, but also came up with some very solid defensive work, says Stuart. He's given a 7 today. I've not watched it back. I did see some okay things from Cancelo, but I will give him a 6.5. I'm not going to push it to a 7. I don't think it was quite as good as the other two guys we've just mentioned. But yeah, I'll give him half a point extra. I'll give him 6.5. Fernandinho produced a couple of top-class passes, but was guilty of too many basic errors after that. Yeah, he struggled a little bit. Obviously, his age was showing, perhaps in quite a good Southampton midfield and quite a lacklustre City one, wasn't it? So Stuart's given him a 5. I've given him a 5 as well. I'd hate giving Fernandinho a 5, but I think that's probably as much as they deserved. Ilkay Gundogan, Stuart said, effectively snuffed for long spells by a hard-working Saints midfield. He was, but twice close to scoring. Yeah, it was close, but I don't think they were great efforts. I'm sorry. Stuart's given him a 6. I was very disappointed with Ilkay today. When KDB's not there, I expect Ilkay to step up a little bit, and he didn't today. I thought it was very, very poor today. So you might have had a couple of chances, but it didn't do great with them from my memory anyway. So I'm going to give him a 5. I wasn't overly impressed with Gundogan today. Bernardo Silva just needed another few inches on that diminutive frame to get on the end of a Jesus cross. Yeah, well, even Peter Crouch might have struggled a little bit, but yeah, I know what you're saying, Stuart. He's given a 7. Yeah, I'm going to give him a 6.5. I'll give him a half point extra because, as I said, at the midfield, he was perhaps the only one who looked a little bit industrious and sort of, it's a shame some of the others around him weren't, but there you go. Gabriel Jesus had some bright moments in the first half as City opened up both flanks, but one woeful shot sealed his fate. Yeah, I think that, yeah. He did start very well, but I think as the game progressed, he struggled. But Stuart's given him a 6. I'm only giving him a 5.5. I might have pushed to a 6, but I'm sorry, he just wasn't quite up to it today, Gabriel Jesus. He wasn't a pest as much as he usually is as well, so that didn't help to say. It's probably because of the team we're playing. Raheem Sterling, his 200th City appearance in the Premier League, and he found it tough, a central role. Yeah, and how did he stay on till the end? I mean, how can Pep be taking players like Bernardo off and Jesus off and Sterling stays on? I have no idea. What's that about? I just don't know. Stu's give him a 5. I'm going to give him Sterling a 4. I don't ever give many 4s out, ever. I've been doing these ratings for a couple of years now. And you've stuck with me about seeing a lot of my ratings. That is low for me, but I thought it was just woeful. I thought it was just a woeful performance from Sterling today. He was absolutely clueless. Jack Grealish gave the Saints right flank a torrid time in the first half, says Stuart, opening them up at will. Best so far. And for City, yeah, just give him an 8. Yeah, he did well. Again, I'm not going to go that mad, though, because obviously I know he did very well. I'm going to give him a 7, so he's one of the highest scorers, one of the 3 high scorers today. But yeah, I can't go mad. Because at the end of the day, he didn't score or he didn't set something up. It's not his fault, particularly. The guys around him weren't very good. But I can't go as high as 8 today for Jack, but he's certainly one of our best 3 players today. Kevin De Bruyne, 4 players, 3 or 4. Kevin De Bruyne, yeah, for Fernandinho, 65. Stuart's given him a 6. Yeah, he couldn't change up. No, he just looks a bit lost, to be honest with you. I think sort of passing him by then, wasn't it? But I think he had 1 or 2 good little passes, but I'll give him a 6 because he was on for... he was on for nearly 30 minutes with the injury time, wasn't he? So that counts as playing for me, so I'll give him a 6. Riyad Mahrez for Jesus, no heroics, says Stuart. I've not scored him. Stuart's given him a 6. Phil Foden for Bernardo said it was a lively cameo. Yeah, Stuart's given him a 7. Again, I've not scored him. Wasn't on long enough, but yeah, it was okay. It's okay, but perhaps we wanted to see him a little bit from the start of the game, didn't we? City man of the match. Well, how many players I've got? I've got Mr. Grealish on 7. I've got Nathan Ake on 7. I've got Ruben Diaz on 7. I've already produced the graphics. I'm only biding my time here. I've got 3 guys on 7. I can't give it Grealish again anyway, but under the circumstances, there's only one player I can give City's Man of the Match award to today, can't we? Of course, it's Nathan Ake. I can't give it anyone else. He's joint top scorer with 2 others, and I think under the circumstances of last Wednesday and today, fantastic. I'm going to give him City's Man of the Match. I hope you agree with that anyway, guys. I think, all right, a bit sentimental, but he was one of the best players. So, I'm not too sentimental, not doing it just for that sake, but there you go. Right, overall, now we play Southampton at home 44 times. We've won 21, drawn 13 and lost 10. Scored 84 and let in 54. We didn't alter that today, did we, in one way or the other? Right, Southampton going forward, yeah, their 4th draw in a row after a first defeat in the first game of the season. I can foresee many more playing like that, to be honest with you. They did a job, didn't they? McCarthy knows the sort of, from McCarthy onwards, McCarthy knows the art of time wasting the goalkeeper, that's for sure, and so do one or two of their players who obviously stayed down far longer than they needed to, etc. Some quite rightly because they were injured, but a lot of them just for the sake of wasting time. So I don't like that aspect of it. I mean, waste time when it gets to the last 10 minutes, that's fair enough, but they're wasting time from 5 minutes into the game, which is a shame because they played pretty well. They got a point, and perhaps on another day they could have had 3 points if you think about the penalty incident. It's enough to say City wouldn't have equalised, but that's the thing. I think if they just pushed a little bit harder, they might have done a little bit better. I mean, they sit 15th at the moment. I predicted 17th for them. So based on that, I would say no. They probably finish a bit higher. I think they might finish 14th, but no, I don't know. Going forward, they've got to start winning games. If Ralph's going to be a bit. He's organised, but he needs to put. He's got some good players there. He's got some flair players. He wants to better utilise them. All right, probably did. They got exactly what they wanted today, but they could have had more. That was the thing. Because let's face it, they did lack a little bit of ambition. Because I think we were possibly there for the taking, to be honest with you. But if they're happy with the draw, fair enough. Job done for them. But I think they missed a trick today, to be honest with you. I think he's got some talented players there, but say they never quite just up that gear a little bit. And I think they'll be happy with a point, but they could have got a little bit more today. So anyway, they're not going to get relegated or anything going forward. But I was a bit disappointed with Ralph. I just didn't think of his formation was overly interesting today. It's just what it was. But anyway, they're playing one of the best teams in Europe, supposedly, so we can't really blame him, can we? As far as City going forward, yeah, I was unimpressed today. The fans turned up today, no matter what criticism I've seen on Twitter and Facebook, etc. Sadly, though, the fans turned up and many players didn't against a very well organised and not without quality, as I said, opponent today in Southampton. We needed our best guys out there. We needed to be at it to win this game. They're not a bad team, Southampton. They're not going to let 9 goals in like they did a few seasons ago. It just isn't possible. They just don't have that sort of team now. I mean, we were clueless in that last third for the majority of the game. I mean, obviously throwing bodies forward for the last 10 minutes, and we could have got the winner. But I mean, it's too little, too late. I mean, this as soon as you see Mr. Walker picking up the ball to do a long throw in, City are in trouble. City are not going to score. And I was thinking about 20 minutes into the game, it doesn't look as though we're going to score in this game, and obviously it turned out that way. But it doesn't help when we only start with 10 men, because I'm sorry, Raheem in this form he just may as well not be on the pitch. I'd rather have, say, a Cole Palmer on the pitch, someone like, or McAtee or Edozie. Put them on. I don't understand. Is Pep making a point? He's probably making a point. Of course he is. He's defended him. Of course he'll defend his players. He won't defend the fans, but he'll defend his players. But yeah, I'm sorry. He's not up to it. I mean, I expect him to start against Wycombe, Sterling, but I certainly wouldn't expect him to be starting against Chelsea, PSG and Liverpool. That's for sure, based on this form at the moment. As I said, I'd rather have one of the kids in. Okay, we go again. Of course we do. But as far as City concerned, I think the confidence of the fans for Chelsea and Liverpool away, or even PSG, but I'm not as worried about that one because I don't mind losing that one. We can pick that up in another game. But confidence, I think, for the players as well is a little bit rock bottom. But obviously, some have said that's probably our fault. Obviously, as some have said on Twitter, it's our fault. It's not Kevin Barker's fault and the fans' fault that City were lethargic today and lacking confidence. It's all our fault. There you go. But a bit tongue in cheek from me there. But yeah, let's brush it under the carpet. Let's move on. Let's move on as one. The fans very rarely let City down. I'm sorry, I don't care what anyone has to say about anything. The fans will turn up, and the fans will get there. Even if it's only 38,000 turn up for a game, or whether it's 20,000, it doesn't matter. The fans will be there, and the guys will be there. Will do the best we can. As I say, the atmosphere in the other night against Leipzig was excellent. I don't think the fans deserved any note of criticism. And the game against Southampton was virtually a sellout when comments were made. I just don't see the need for this to be done, and say we just want to get over it and carry on regardless. It's very disappointing, but to blame the fans for the lethargy from Pep and the team today, it's just pushing it a little bit. It's just an excuse that we just weren't good enough, and say we were very lucky to get away with a point in the end. A bit braver, Southampton a bit braver. They could have got a victory today. So there you go. Right, there you go. Let's finish that off. Let's finish on a positive. On to Wycombe. Fantastic stuff. So we've got that coming up this week. So please check my History Boys feature when I look back at a Coca-Cola Cup second round, second leg match on the 4th of October 1995. I was there that night. A massive crowd, Pep. Massive crowd that night. 11,000, I think it was, at Main Road, and I was there that night with my lad. So there you go. I'll look back at that. So check my History Boys feature, and of course the odd show, which obviously on City versus Wycombe Wanderers, the Chair Boys. That's the nickname, Chair Boys. And of course check my preview show, which will be out on the Monday before the game on Tuesday night. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Let me know in the comments. Let me know your score, your player ratings. Just drop them off. Even Southampton player ratings, if you want, just drop them off for me as well. I'll put them in the comments, and I will comment on them myself. And hey, let's get on with it. Let's a bit down, but hey, we're all right. But we'll bounce up. It was, point's a point, isn't it? All right, Liverpool won, so we're 3 points behind. All right, when we beat them at Anfield, we'll even that up, won't we? No problem. Right, okay, thanks for watching. What we're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourself, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. We'll meet here again on the Citizen channel, or perhaps have a look at my film and TV channel. I have a rest from football. I do tonight. I'm going to watch a film tonight. Don't have a rest from football. Please check out my film and TV channel stuff as well. I try and inform and entertain on there. But wherever it is, wherever we are, until we meet again, I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.